15:30 นาทีนะคะกลับเข้าสู่เวทีฟอรัมของเรากับฮันนี่ชลพรรษาในเวลานะคะมาสู่ช่วงเวลาสำคัญอีกหนึ่งช่วงไปดูสตาร์ทอัพสายเกษตรค่ะที่ฟังดูแล้วน่าจะ
that has quite challenges and also risk in bringing technology to bring the change in agriculture that have many variables, whether it's a soil, is water, is a global warming, or even about in order to be accepted as a practical technology in doing farming. And then we have the young student who graduated from MIT, USA, and would like to work in the Thai agricultural sector in order to bring the life and also the livelihood of the farmers be better. So he had brought in the AI and machine learning in dealing with the agri in order to have the efficient production that is called the company Recult to collected the information of Thai farmers, about 200,000 farmers, and all the whole were about 100,000 by using this big data platform to, and this one has been invested in terms of the 60 million crowdfunding, and this is a very important thing during the COVID-19 to make the investors believe in the startups, the Recult. So we have Kun Ukrit Unhaleka, who is the CEO of Recult Thailand. He will come and tell us about the startups and the agri-technology. How are they related in order to win the heart and mind and money of the investors? How can the startup secure the local investment during the COVID-19? Good afternoon, Kun Ukrit Kap. Good afternoon. Before that, I would like to congratulate you for the Startup of the Year award. This is a Prime Minister award. Very excellent award. So we had briefly mentioned about during the introduction, but I would like the audiences to understand about your business of Recult. I would like Kun Ukrit to tell us about the inspiration of why you turn up to be a Recult. Yes, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ukret, a CEO of the Recult. I will tell you how we start the company. Before I start the Recult, I worked in the U.S. and working in that almost 10 years that I study and work in the U.S. So I have seen the technology and also the innovation had changed many things. Because in the old time, I saw the Facebook or the Tesla maybe in a garage, but now they are the unicorn startups. They have a big, huge company with a big staff. So that is one of the inspiration that would like to set up the thing. So when I look at the opportunities in Thailand that we can bring these innovation to bring a great change. One thing that if I look at it, we have about 40%, about 20 million people of Thai citizens are in the agricultural sector. But usually we focus on the people in the urban area, like in Chiang Mai, Phuket, Bangkok. But the attention had not been kind of spread out that we need another many millions who need the technology, and so that is one of the inspiration for me before I set up the Recult. I said for the technology, it doesn't mean that we need the money profits alone, but we need the social contributions. So I look at in terms of the agriculture, like I said, about more than 20 million citizens of Thai, they are in the farming businesses and they are poor. So when we're talking, it's a big market size that we can do the startup. So that's the beginning of the Recult. And once we started, you collected data. I would like to ask you how the collecting data can help the agricultural sector. Like I mentioned before, that once we see the problem and we already work closely with the farmers, We went to Chiang Mai, East, Northeast, and in the South, working in the field with the farmers locally before we can do the startup. First of all, we have to really understand all the stakeholders and before we can use the technology in solving their problems. One thing they found out that the farmers right now, they have smartphones. More than 50% of them can get access to the smartphones. And one thing that is quite interesting during the 4 years in the past is the price of the smartphone, especially the Android from China, is only a couple thousand. People can get access to the smartphone. And for the internet, I would say the internet, you can go up on the hill, you can go to Nan, you can go to Chiang Mai, you can get access to internet. Even in the Northeast, you can get to on the internet. So that is one of the opportunity for smartphone for farmers and also the internet. So that is the information that we can bring the data, we can bring information to help them out. If you look up in the we call the farmer app, it's a free app that the farmers can download and use it. Right now, we have more than 200,000 farmers who downloaded this app. It is called what we call the all-in-one application. One time the lab, they can look at the temperature, the weather forecast, and they can get into the loan or even the chemical or even the agriculture products. They can get it, they can buy it, purchase on our app. And we have the other features that can help farmers. Just one app, the complete one-stop shop. So in the contrary, the app is free, and they can do the can help them in terms during the time because it's going to rain in the next 3 months or it's going to be a drought in the next couple of months. So we have all these informations to help them. Like suppose for the lending from the commercial banks, do you know that most of the farmers cannot walk into the commercial banks and ask for loan because the commercial banks, they're afraid that, oh, you don't have the regular income, and then are we going to get the money back from you or not? Or if the agricultural products or the chemical things, they don't know where to sell because they don't know exactly where the farmers live. So because I would say one of the reasons, one of the main reasons that the farmers live in poor because they cannot get access to the information that can help them for a better living. So once we have this information, the businesses in agriculture, they can start to lend money once they learn the habits of the farmers and the fertilizers sellers. They can sell fertilizers to the farmers, or even the the people who deal with to buy the products from the farmers. They know exactly where to go because they know exactly where the plantations that plant those particular veggies or vegetations or veg produces that are suitable for the consumers in a particular area. Okay, so like you said before, we recorded all the information of the farmers, more than 100,000, 200,000, and also for the international farmers as well. So how the international farmers data has the impact on Thai? Once we get into the startup, personally, we would like to do the farmer apps because the purpose of doing it is to really to help the farmers, but we cannot make money from the farmers because the farmers may have the problems about expenditures that they are not used to paying for the apps. But I don't know, even me myself, which apps that I want to pay for it in order to do the online purchasing. So, so if we said only app alone, Recalled may not have the business model because it's not sustained. We cannot make money at this one. In the next, when we do about the fundraising, this business model is very important. So by looking back on the other side, we cannot make money from the farmers because we want to help them. How about the other business in the agriculture with a business model that we can make money from it? So we look all the actors in the agriculture. We have commercial banks, we have fertilizer sellers, we have the pesticides, all these products that make money. And one thing that the investors are quite interested in recall is not but AgriTech has a chance in order to serve the world landscape, because the startup Thai is not only Thai, but it can be scaled up to the overseas like Grab or Line or the app, international app, that they can invade it in our territory, because we have the similar problems all over. And at the same time, if you look in Laos, Vietnam, Indonesia, Pakistan, or even Pakistan, revolt is in Pakistan as well. You can see the problems of the farmers. Farmers, they are very common. They are about half of the citizens, or they have 600, 700 farmers, and the problems that we found, they are very similar. But so that means we are creating the technology that can be scalable throughout the whole world. The question that I would like to ask, yes, the good intention that we have, using technology in order to improve the livelihood of the agricultural sector people. But how can bring the old traditional farmers and are not quite equipped to use the new technology? Is that the barriers? Is that the obstacles? So that, is there any problem that you encounter that your technology really help the farmers? This is one of the challenges that by doing the agriculture tech, it's not like the app for matching dating apps, because the people can do it, but or like the food app. So you can, but once you launch, the people will order through your online. But agriculture is a season-long crop. Like for rice, you're taking 4 or 5 months. For sugarcane, is about 5 months, 6 months. So it takes time. The time line is longer than the other kind of apps. The majority of the people in Bangkok, like TikTok or the other apps, they are still young, because once they were born, they're born with technology. They are in the 20s, 30s. But the agriculture, by the average, the farmers in Thailand is about more than 50 years old. So we need to adjust the technology and the wordings. So the message, the language that we use with the farmers in the 40, 50 years old, much difference from the youngsters in town. And one more thing that I would like to emphasize by doing the startups, it's not a quick risk. If people would like to do this quick rich, it's not. If you want to be rich quick, it doesn't mean that as agri startup is that, because it's we we said, but we burn the cash and then okay, it's not sustainable. So agri tech is like a marathon. Is different from the sprint racing. So it's a big difference in terms of mindset, in terms of preparation, in terms of the endeavor, and then also. So in order to be success in the agribusiness, you need the agri-tech. It's like a marathon runner. So for the record, about 3 to 5 years, the first 2 years, almost not a single farmers will use this app, but we never gave up, and we try to keep on going, and until right now, we have like the farmers who downloaded our app like almost 1,000 each year. So by not giving up, we have today. So during the COVID-19, did you encounter any problems? Yeah, I would like to talk to the agriculture people that COVID did not really have much impact on the agricultural business, but the friends in the tourism industry had a huge impact on that. Agricultural business, not much in terms of the impact from COVID. They are afraid of drought more than COVID-19. Let's look at in terms of deals. The government, the recall received 60 million investment. So I would like to ask about the background. And during this time, in this period, what kind of recommendations that you would do in order to win the heart and minds and money of the investors? Okay, I have the slides. If you look at it, you will see this is a fundraising history of recall starting from when we established our recalls in 2 years. So where are we? Right now, we are what we call the pre-Series A. Last year, we just closed a deal with the Krung Si and also Bangkok Bank about 200 million baht. But so far, we had already invested about 5 million US dollars. That is a huge investment for the AgTech in Thailand. Why we successfully raised fund? I would say that number one, before Recalls can get to this point, we had talked to hundreds of investors. I would say that we eat rejections for breakfast, like in the morning breakfast. Oh, you are not good enough. We are not interested. We need to talk more. So the word that they use it, the good funded, we need to have the resilience, the endeavor, the never give up, how to overcome the disappointment. That don't think about the disappointment. Go ahead, forward. So from during the COVID-19, many investors kind of slowed down and reduce the amount of investment. We had talked to more than 100 of investors, but only 2 that are really serious, and they invested a lot of that. So endeavor, patience, and the important is you should be able to expand your business model. Go back to the very beginning that we have the app of the farmers, let them use it and have the business model in order to sell this one to the commercial banks and to the fertilizers company and all these things. We we are not going back to the early startup. If you follow the startup business during the first time in Instagram, at that time investor look at that you have they don't they didn't understand about the business model. They would like to people who will get into your Instagram a lot. But now it's different. Investor would like to see the sustainable business model, how to have the real business that can make profits and sustain in the future. And you can make the case of this kind of thing. And number 3 that I would like to tell everybody, whether you are graduate with engineering or science or the financial models is so important. If you can pitch the ideas to the investor, especially you invested in terms of 30 million, 50 million, investors one day really had understand or follow. They would like to look at your financial models. The startup model in Thailand usually really collapse or really fail because of this point. Because you don't have financial model, the cash flow model, profit and loss model. I would like to recommend to to study course online, and or if you can if you don't want to, find your partner or friend that have graduated in accounting that can help a lot financial model. So 200 million US or 60 million US, how do you plan to use this amount of money? I would say we consider lucky enough in order to get this 60 million during the COVID prime. We would like to say that we have enough money to overcome the COVID, and this is a pre-Series A that once the market is back to normal. And number 2, we will try to expand the customer base. We have like a 200,000. We would like to reach a million next year and increase the marketing budget. How can we encourage more farmers to use our, and also to get more partners. Maybe we have the commercial banks, we have the plants in terms of the sugar mills, in terms of and the rice mill, and many palm plants or body operation plan to be our stakeholders, and we hire more employees. If you, any of you who are interested, you can email to me and we can talk about the website. Recall, we have the email. You contact at recall.com. If you are interested in joining our business, we would like to invite you to come in. Next year, we would like to expand it to scale up overseas, because once we have like a 200,000 in domestically, next year we would like to Cambodia and Vietnam, Laos. For the new generation of startups and got the inspired to join in agriculture, any recommendations or advices in terms of the finance of the funding up until the business model. How about the others that you had just talked about? I think, well, yeah, you probably said that. Did I scare you? Oh, no, no. I will tell you the good news. Thai investor, especially in the region, they want to invest in the agricultural tech. Many investors who contacted Rital and would like to talk about IoT and would like to invest in greenhouse or the others about the food agriculture, but they don't have the startups to deal with, to partner with in Thailand. Money is there. You have to prepare yourself, self-prepare, well-prepare, and then I would like to leave you the techniques. I would like to use. You have to be really thick skin. Okay, you talk to the people more, and if they say rejection, then look for the new one. Next, and then you can find it. Finally, you find the investor that we talk. The more you talk to the investors, the more you know that what they are looking for in your business. And by talking to the investor, they will give you advices. You will get how do you adjust business model, what will be your growth plan in order to be succeed. So because they had we have a lot of money pool in this business. Even the NIA also have the funding for this kind of business as well. Okay, never give up. And this is the one you will be good at one time and you have the good product. The last thing is about the government sector or the private sector to support the agri-tech to grow. Anything. Yeah, when we have the agri startup in Thailand, we have to look which one that we are really keen or good. We we are kitchen of the world, and now we are talking about the healthcare in the world. So there are two things that we have. We should have the startup that can push or support these two industries in Thailand. I would like to say that the majority of people look at the startup. One thing that they look at is the investment money. But one thing that is more interesting is a partner. I would like you to talk this one to the private sector. If you have the problems or you want to find a solution before they find overseas solutions, look into yourself. Look in what are the startups in Thailand that can solve your problems and then give them more opportunities. Because in order to have the Thai startup, AgriTech can have the solutions that will fit the context of the people instead of having overseas startups and then to work it with the Thai situation. It will be cheaper even as well. Thank you very much for the new startups to be the leaders like the recall test already succeeded in doing so, and up until the support from the private and the public sector. Thank you very much. So that is one of the interesting things about the agri-tech that are very dedicated in big data and machine learning in order to elevate the agricultural sector in Thailand to an better level. So we still have more topics that come, but so whatever is going to be the topic of talking.